You're working in a DiscrimiNAT protected environment, and you can add egress rules whenever you need. Domains for days. But that doesn't mean you won't need to do some troubleshooting. Sometimes you put a new domain in place and it isn't working the way you'd expect. In this video, I will give you some of the tools you need to properly diagnose these issues. First, a primer. DiscrimiNAT has two log streams, both stored in the DiscrimiNAT CloudWatch log group. The config log, which picks up any changes in config and any errors DiscrimiNAT sees with collecting the config and connection tests. Then we have the flow logs, which show the connections and domains that protect machines have used and whether the connection was allowed or not. Combining these logs and some basic cloud checks can help diagnose most issues. Let's start with the low-hanging fruit. If it's a new security group, does your instance have it attached? Check the VM in question to see if the security group is attached. To check this out, go to the flow log in CloudWatch log insights and search for the IP address of the machine. You'll see here that it was disallowed because there were no matching rules found. The instance or Lambda or EKS cluster did not have the security group attached. To find the IP of your Lambda, go to Network Interfaces in EC2 and then search for the name of your Lambda, and the ENIs your Lambda uses will be shown. Bear in mind, you may need to filter for all these IPs if your Lambda is multi-region. Next, let's look at the format of the rules themselves. It's very easy to make typos. For example, a standard typo, replacing dots with commas, and inserting spaces. All of these will cause your rule to not apply, or at least not apply to the correct site. Another example would be this. Say a customer has given you, in good faith, their endpoint as api.somecompany.org. So you add it to your rules, and once you can see it in the config log that the address has been propagated to all DiscrimiNAT instances, you expect it to work. Then when your app tries to connect to it, you get an error. It might be natural to think this is a DiscrimiNAT error, but the truth is the site you've been given isn't correct. This is a DNS error. As a result, it's not even sent a connection out, so you won't even see the connection attempt in the flow log. But in the config, you will see a message saying no IP address is resolved. Now let's look at something more interesting. You want to allow a pip install on a box. So in order to find out what it connects to, you try a pip install. Watch it fail, then search the logs for what it attempted to connect to. It's pypi.org, so we'll add that. We check in the config logs that it's been accepted, then try again. Oh, it's still not working. Why would this be? Let's check the logs and query for the machine's IP address. Pypi is allowed through, so what's going on? Well, if we look further up, we'll see that it then connects to another domain, files.pythonhosted.org, so we're going to need to add that to the security rule too. Now we know that's in place, let's try again. And there we are, now it's working. This shows that sometimes you'll need to add multiple FQDNs to allow something to work, and it may not be immediately apparent what the other domains are until the first one is allowed through, such as in this case, where we didn't see files.pythonhosted.org until pypi.org was let through. Here's a couple of AWS CLI commands to help you get the information you want out. The following will show which domains have been connected to via a machine and whether it was disallowed or not. First, you'll need to set the IP environment variable to your machine's IP and then run the command that's in the description. If you want to have a list of all the disallowed domains for your machine, just like before, set the IP environment variable, then run this command. Thank you for watching.